Hey everybody, welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, and this is the default John Wayne Airport, and it is absolutely terrible right off the bat. I hate to say it. I have a running theory that the majority of the mid to high volume airports that are not custom airports are probably purposefully neglected to support third-party airports down the line, which is fine. I get it. But this being my home airport, this tower is the most egregious thing that I've found in this simulator yet, even more so than the weird glitches in Antarctica. This is really crazy that they would. I don't know. And I'm obviously biased because this is my home airport, so of course I'm going to have slightly higher standards for my home airport. The layout-wise, it's not bad. Everything is roughly in the place that it needs to be. The taxiways are laid out roughly where they need to be, and not even roughly, just where they need to be. Layout-wise, it looks good, but the actual airport itself, there's this thing with the standard airports, the larger airports, that the actual property, there's like a hard line where here's airport property. So this looks nothing like it does in the real world. There are hangars here, but that's, Martin Aviation, Lion Air Museum. And then as soon as you go on the other side of the airport, you've got the generated 3D buildings here. I would have been happier with this than just a generic building. That way at least as you're taxiing by, it might look something similar. So that is kind of annoying to have, just across the street. You're closer than you are once you get into the airport. These hangars actually are in the right spot. They are not custom, so it's not really what they look like, but at least building wise they're placed correctly. With here, these are not actual hangars, these are overhangs, so that's incorrect. But being nitpicky, considering that this is procedurally generated from all accounts. So Zurg, I'm very excited for the new NVIDIA stuff. Yeah, the Washington Monument. And that's where some of those I really believe that they did that on purpose just for support. This actually looks pretty good. This center little building here has some branding on it, but it's generic enough and actually works. Over here, this is where Atlantic is, so that's pretty generic right there. Other than that, this looks okay, even though it's generic. There's no gate over here. Do we have Jaguar Land Rover? Is Jaguar Land Rover on the side of the building? Yep, there's the Jaguar and Land Rover logos, just very low res. All right, here, you guys want to see where my office is? Drone mode is giving some lag. Yeah, I think it's just kind of loading in some significant chunks as we're streaming along here. Yeah, exactly, John. There's some definite trade-offs. Here's my my office right here. Those two buildings. I mean, X-Plane didn't do that, but there's U.S. Bank. That's crazy. There's a little cafe where I get lunch at the base of that building. This is where it's a little bit weird, where you have, at least at a couple hundred feet, photorealistic exact building replication, but then when you get into the airport itself, it starts to fall apart. I don't get it. Well, I do get it. That's the whole point of going through this. Is I do get it. It's the actual airport, and they want you know, some higher detailed stuff to come down the line. Oh, is that King Air going to make hotel? Yeah, it is. That's pretty good right there. And then the terminal here is pretty weak. So this is other than LAX, this is the biggest airport that we're going to check out, but it is my home airport. So I wanted to do just a brief little flyby of you know, some of the parts of this. It's missing the I don't know if they're fuel tanks or water tanks, but those are missing right there. That would be pretty nice, Zerg. Yep. Cool Camaro, how's it going? All right, so that is John Wayne. Also, this fuel ramp here is hilarious because that is just not the case at all. But let's go taxi and take off and see what the airport feels like as you're leaving. Also going to need a little bit of a push back here before we get started. So my initial impressions of John Wayne were at low graphics settings because I had not upgraded yet. So this is better. It's still not anywhere near what it needs to be to feel like John Wayne, but overall it's not too bad given that it's just default. The beacon there is in the wrong spot and also shouldn't be on right now. Beacon's actually over there. Oh, we've got two. Okay. So that's... Try not to be super nitpicky because, you know, it's unfair to do. All right, we're just going to start up the SR22 here. I remember when you jumped into a voice chat that one time and described John Wayne. Yeah, it was pretty bad. And it is not close now, but it's default. And the X-Plane default one is probably not much better than this. That may be unkind. That tower is pretty bad. But let's see how it feels when we're taxiing and actually using it as an airport versus flying around it in a drone cam, nitpicking the scenery. Yeah, I like the Cirrus with the backup steam gauge stuff. I think that's kind of cool. Okay, so battery 2 is off. That's cool. We'll get the lights on. We'll have nav on as well, and then strobe. We'll turn that on. This is definitely not going to be realistic flying time. I picked this plane because it's quick. I hadn't flown it yet, so I was interested to see how it flies. And oh man, yeah, the taxiway lights in the middle is a little bit weird. I don't know what the point of doing this is, other than I haven't done it yet. Nitpicking. I mean, I understand why it looks the way it does for the most part. I don't know if that is, you know, if having those taxiway lights is an excusable offense or not. It seems like it shouldn't be. You know, it's one of those paid beta kind of things. I mean, that should have been taken care of. The beacon should be where the beacon is in real life. And those are the details that I feel like X-Plane got right for the most part. So this is the Runup. This is the tower Runup on the other side of the terminal. It's called the tower Runup because, well, obviously the tower is right there, and that looks just ridiculous. Come on, man. I don't know. I don't know what their what technology they're using to create that, but that just seems ridiculous. Doesn't it? Let's see. Incredible Stan, I am from Orange County. Yep. New Sim, what's up, Louie? Yeah, I'm trying to get all prejudice out of my brain with this is my home airport, so of course I'm going to nitpick it, and I probably inflate the importance of John Wayne in general, but I feel like that's a pretty big, pretty weird type of tower to autogen there. Louis, I am great, man. How are you? All right, so run-up is complete. Let's continue on to 20 right. Originally from Riverside County. Nice. An IE boy. I'm also trying to, gauge how this is going to be. Like, if we had Pilot Edge right now, would this be workable? And so far, it is workable. It's a little bit funky. These taxiway lights are hilarious, but the taxiways are in the right spot. Everything is roughly in the right spot that you need in order to fly. That's not a huge vote for this being okay, but it's at least usable for right now. And I have a feeling with the support that John Wayne has had through X-Plane, we're probably going to get a relatively nice payware airport pretty soon. So that is at least something to hang on to, knowing that we'll probably be out of this relatively soon, depending how easy it is to port some of these airports over from X-Plane. What's up, Ryan? How's it going? As long as there's a good payware, Palm Springs. Yeah, Palm Springs has some good airport support as well in X-Plane, so we should be good on that front as well. Okay. Let's take off, and I'm gonna do left pattern, do a low approach, or maybe we'll do a touch and go on 20 left, and then we'll take off. So this will not be something that you do real world. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm gonna cross over. I was gonna take off on the right side, but let's cross over, and we could do a touch and go on the right side. We'll do that. Crazy Italian. Italiano pazzo. Clear to the left. Let's get the light coming on. Whoa, okay, hang on. There it is. Strobe is on. Alright, so we're going to take off 20 left, and we're going to do a little left traffic for 20 right. And then do a low approach or touch and go. Probably touch and go. Yeah, now that it's running well, it feels much better than it did initially. The left rudder on the takeoff roll is a little bit sketch. SimEdge, happy trash day. Thank you so much for 7 months, man. I appreciate that so much. Welcome this evening. Okay, so there it is. That's where ACI East should be. And okay, climbing out at 90 apparently. And then right now it looks fantastic. So we're a couple hundred feet up. We're going into left traffic for either runway. It really doesn't matter. And those buildings are just identical. That looks amazing. Happy Wednesday Eve. There's my work right there, right underneath the wing right now. That's hilarious. This plane is much faster than 172s, obviously, so that location for my pattern isn't terrible. Usually, if you're in a 172, that if you see my work, that means you've come out way too far. There's 850. I don't even want to try like a low approach or anything with this because it's going to be so wrong. Is that pattern? No. Oh crap! I couldn't see. It looked like an 8, but it was actually a 6. So the pattern altitude is 850, not 650. Apologies. And there's 1,200 feet. Okay, so make up your mind. Let's do a touch and go on 20 right. Yeah, this looks awesome. This looks awesome. Is this stuttering a little bit? Yeah, I think it might be the frames. The stream seems to be pretty smooth. We'll see if it smooths out after we get out of. This is pretty densely packed here.
Pull up. Pull up.
Okay. Wonton Aerospace, thank you very much for following. Welcome aboard. Again, this is not a test of airmanship or flight characteristics. This is an airport exploration here. So of course this plane is going to feel super goofy. First landing in the default Cirrus. Look at that, beautiful. It feels workable for right now. I am actually pleasantly surprised at how not terrible that felt.
Don't sink. Don't sink.
Don't sink. I'm not gonna sink, dude. What gives you the impression that I'm gonna sink?
Don't sink.
We're going 90.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
Yeah, I have.
Don't sink.
I pulled him up.
Don't sink.
I pulled him up, Faith.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
Yeah, the closer you get, the more it falls apart. But yeah, at this altitude, 500 feet or above,
Pull up.
it's pretty remarkable how good it looks. Live acoustic, welcome aboard. Thank you. Besides the annoying oral alarms for no reason, I know. Yeah, we're going 100 knots. I promise you, we're not going to sink. So that's John Wayne. That's a quick little pattern of John Wayne and a touch and go. It's not terrible. I kind of changed my impression of it. I was really down on it when I first loaded up the sim, but my hardware was just so not ready for this. Now that I've upgraded a few parts and able to actually run it decently, that doesn't look terrible. That tower is totally ridiculous. But the surrounding area detail really makes a difference. I think that is a huge part of what makes an airport what it is the surrounding area, and that looks pretty good. Hispanico 1990, welcome aboard. Hello hey, buonasera, right? Buonasera, buona mattina, buongiorno, come stai? So that really does kind of lift up the airport is the surrounding area when you've got down to the local high school football field in there. That's pretty good. So we're gonna grade these as we go. I'm gonna give John Wayne a C-. It's not a failure, but it's also not as bad as I thought it was going to be. So a C- for John Wayne. I hold it to a very high standard, obviously because it's my home airport. So John Wayne, C-. You passed.